Hello everyone, welcome to our video on finding probabilities when two dice are rolled. So when two dice are rolled, we instantly want to make this table for our sample space. So let's do something like this, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the first die being rolled. And then our second die is this vertical one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are each the sample spaces. So this is the second die being rolled. Okay, so a single die being rolled is 1 through 6 as a sample space. Here it is combined, and typically they don't have to tell us, but typically we add the outcomes of the two dice. So like when you play a board game, that's what we do too usually. Okay, so 1 and 1 is 2, and then 2 and 1 is 3, 3 and 1 is 4, 4 and 1 is 5, 5 and 1 is 6, 6 and 1 is 7. And then keep the pattern going. 1 and 2 would be 3. I mean, it's just kind of like counting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Notice you get these diagonal, like the diagonal 7s, 6s, 5s. Okay, so everything's kind of diagonal on it. Okay, and then what we have, though, when two dice are rolled, this that I'm boxing in blue is all of the outcomes. So we have 36 outcomes. So we have 36 outcomes. So that's the size of the sample. If we write it using math notation, is 36. So there's 36 different things that could happen when we roll two dice. All right, and so we'll use this table to help us solve these problems. Okay, so when using this table, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I'm going to use green for this first one. So a sum of 7. So as soon as you see two dice being rolled, you want to make this table. So two dice are rolled, and then now let's find the probability of the following. All right, so a sum of 7. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So there's 6 total. So this probability is 6 out of 36. Okay, so 6, because there's 6 sevens, out of the total number of outcomes, which is 36. And then from there, well, we usually reduce, so 1/6. And then you could also convert that to a decimal if you prefer. Okay, so there's that. Let's continue to use this table. So I kind of use it until it's just too messy, or if I have any type of confusion, then I'd want another table. All right, so this is a sum of more than 10. So more than 10 would be 11 or 12 based on our numbers. So, or 11 or more. So more than 10, we don't want to include 10. Okay, so we can see there they are in my table. Okay, so this probability, there's 3 numbers that I circled out of the total 36, and then I can simplify like before. All right, there it is. Okay, let's do one other using this table. I'm going to use bright pink here. All right, so this next one is sum of at most 3. So 3 is the most. So this is the same as saying 3 or less. And so using this table, well, I have 3 here, 3 here, 3 or less. Well, 2 is less than 3. There we go. So I have 3 out of the total 36. And then from there, I can reduce. So that probability is 1 out of 12. Okay, so this is how we use it. So notice again, these setups, the first die and the second die, are setting up the total 36 outcomes. So don't accidentally circle like those that are involved in the outside of the sample space. All right, but now that so this one's pretty messy. I don't think I want to keep using this table. So I'm going to scroll, and let's go ahead and set up another table. It doesn't take very long. So, and it might be needed for every single part. I mean, do that. It's better to be safe than sorry. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then adding these up, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, there it is. I'm ready again. All right, so this says I need a sum of at least 5. Okay, so sum of at least 5, I'm going to use blue again. Sum of at least 5 is saying 5 is the least, so this is another way to say 5 or more. So 5 or more, well, I could circle all of the ones that are 5 or more. I'm going to do it like this, though. Like that. And then from there, I'm going to count. Okay, so I'm just grouping them in one big kind of circle shape type thing. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so this probability is 30 out of 36. And then that becomes 5 out of 6 when we reduce it. Okay, so that one I just counted a whole bunch. Notice using some of the other properties of probability, well, let's keep it in blue. The other way we could have done this is say, well, there's 6 numbers that I did not circle. So I could take that away from the total sample size as my numerator. So there's 6 numbers that were not circled. So 36 minus 6 would have been the numbers that I have circled. So that can make it easier than counting all of the ones that we just did. But it's kind of up to us still how we break it down. So with this next one, the first die is a 2 or the sum is a 6. Now, to save a little time, what I think I'll do on this problem is I'm going to use my eraser to erase that previous so that I can just reuse this table. Otherwise, I would just rewrite it out all the way real fast. And let me use a different color, though. So it's saying the first die is a 2. And then we see or. So remember that the keywords or and is another keyword. Let me box it in green, though. Okay, so or is a keyword. Okay, but let's stick with this first part. So the first die is a 2. So on my main table, I said that this was the first die. So the first die being a 2, well, that's right here. I'm going to circle it with dashes. If the first die is a 2, though, this whole column would be the outcomes when I roll 2 dice. So we can see that there's 6 so far out of the 36. Okay, so far that's the first die being a 2 in my 36 sample space. And then it says or the sum is 6. Okay, so or the sum is 6. Okay, so the sum is 6. Well, that would be, let's use even a different shape in case you don't have multiple colors. So I'm doing it in this pink. Okay, so or, and then this one is already marked, but we can mark it again as needed. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so there they all are. And so or, going back to what or means for our probability, it's just any part that is marked gets counted. So the probability, let's do it like this. Let's do the probability of, actually, sorry, let me rewrite that again. Instead of just 2, I'm going to do the probability of saying like the first die being a 2, or is that symbol, or the sum is 6. Let's write it like this to show some abbreviation. So remember with or, you're counting all of them, but you don't like double counts. So yes, this 6 is marked twice in my 2 different colors, but I am only going to count it once. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things that are marked out of 36. And then from there, well, again, we can reduce. It would be 5 out of 18 when we simplify. And that's it as a fraction answer. All right, and then the other way to do this problem, we could use the union rule if we wanted to. So the union rule tells you could find the probability of that first part. There it is, the first being a 2. Add it to the probability of the second part, and then subtract where they overlap. Okay, so first, I'm going to try to squeeze that in. First 2 and sum 6. All right, so that is another way we could find it. And so then we could say, well, the probability that it was first to 2 was the 6 out of 36 that were marked in the purple. And I can even keep my colors for that. So 6 out of 36. And then plus the sum of it being 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. and then minus where they're in common. They're in common at that one value, so minus 1 out of the 36, which is still 10 out of 36, which is still 5 out of 18. So that's another way we could have done it, though. Okay, so that just to show a variety of these problems, a variety of ways to do the problems. All right, let's see this one last one. So at least one die is even, or the sum is less than 5. All right, now again, I'm going to redraw this out. Let's get one more table going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, so there it all is. So this is everything that could happen. All right, and then let's break it down. So it says at least one die is even, or, I'm going to go ahead and box the or the sum is less than 5. Okay, so let's break this down this first part. So at least one die is even. Okay, so that means one or more of the dice can be even. One or more lands on even. Okay, so that means, so one or more of the dice. So this is one of the dice. This is my first die. Oops, actually that's kind of in the way of my other part. Okay, so this here is my first die. And then this here is my second die. Okay, so at least one of them lands even. Okay, well, that means here is it landing even on my first die. It's either landing on 2, 4, or 6. And then so from there, then that means I'm going to circle the full column. And this column as well. And this column as well. Okay, so far we have 6, 12, 18 of the things circled. And then because it's or, I mean, it means to include it. Okay, so the second die could land on even. So that's these 3. And then we just circled a whole row. Okay, so that's 3. 4 is already circled, so I'm just going to leave it circled once like that. There we go. And then we've got our next ones. There we are. And then our last row. There we are. Okay, so most of this table is entirely circled. All right, and then now let's put it together with the or part of this one. The sum is less than 5. Okay, so sum is less than 5. So that means 4 or less also in words. Sum is less than 5. So we do not want to include 5. So just be extra careful. Less than 5 would be this one. Actually, let's do a square around it just in case you have no other colors. And these would be all of the ones that are marked just like that. Okay, and then so the way that I'm going to strategize this one, so I could count everything that's marked. However, I think it's probably easier to go ahead and do 36 minus the ones that are not marked. Let's highlight those. So the pink highlighted ones are the numbers that are not marked, because I can count those a lot faster. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that have not been marked. And then now I could do this a little quicker. It's 30 divided by 36, which reduces to 5/6. Just like that. Okay, so with or, it's anything that is marked. Still counted only once, even though if it's marked twice. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Or you could have used the union rule. Union rule would have worked as well. Okay, so but either way, draw this thing out. Draw this table of dice out. That has the most success to it. So if you're trying to skip it, I think that usually backfires on most students. So based on my experience, usually the students that skip drawing this out miss these types of questions on test, whereas if the students that do write this out, they usually are successful. Okay, anyway, so that's it. So if you do have questions, though, please let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.